Ohayo gozaimasu. My name is Frank Symes. I'm a musician and I play with Roger Daltrey and The Who. Just recently I was on the road with Roger Daltrey playing Tommy with orchestras that we picked up in different cities. We played in places like Cleveland and Bethel, the site of Woodstock in New York State, and we played in Birmingham, Michigan, and many other cities. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you what it was like to go on the road. That's usually getting up really early in the morning, like 3 or 4, having my bags packed to get on the road, getting my driver to pick me up, going to LAX, of course, and then flying out to New York City, and then taking a long drive to Bethel. So the whole day of travel is really, really long. And of course, it's very exhausting. And we were staying at a resort with hardly anything to do. At the time, I was writing my memoir, and so because there was hardly anything to do in my room, I'd come back and write my book. As a matter of fact, in 6 weeks, I wrote 201 pages, which added to my 91 pages. I had 292 pages at the end of the tour. And so it turned out really well. The irony was there was nothing to do. The closest restaurant's about 3 or 4 miles away from the resort. Nothing to do on the resort. And so I did a lot of writing, and turned out good for that reason. But anyway, I get to my room, unpack my bags, get some dinner, and then the next day we'd get picked up in limousines. And our tour manager would drive us to rehearsal, and we actually rehearsed with the orchestra in Bethel, upstate New York. I think a lot of the musicians came from Buffalo and places like this, Rochester. Anyway, we rehearsed for, was it 5 days? And I got to meet the conductor finally. I only spoke with him on the phone. I finally got to meet him. And it turned out that we had a lot in common. Keith Levinson is his name, a fabulous, fabulous conductor. And he would rehearse the orchestra before we got there. And it was required by union rules that every musician would have to play every note that was going to be played that night. And so they would go through every note of Tommy that they were going to play. And then the band would come in. I'd get tuned up. I'd have my tech hand me my guitar. I pretty much played one guitar through the whole show, except I also played an acoustic in certain spots. Oh, I also played the banjo on one of the songs. I had a pedal board. I'd go up to the microphone, do all my vocals, and then we would play with an orchestra. We had to play very soft because playing loud in front of an orchestra doesn't work. So we had to get a good tone out of our amps, and so I had to find a good compromise between playing too soft and too loud, find that sweet spot, and then go through the songs with the orchestra. And then we would also go through the 3 additional songs, which were kind of like an encore. We played Bob O'Reilly with a fabulous, fabulous violinist, young Katie, Jacoby. She was incredible. She had looked forward to playing with The Who or Roger Daltrey for something like 15 years, and she finally got her chance. She did an audition at soundcheck. She passed it with flying colors, and so that night she played the violin solo to Bob O'Reilly, and we had a fabulous turnout. It was pretty much a sold-out show. We played in an amphitheater with about 5,000 seats, and then there was probably another 6,000 or 7,000 free seating on the lawn, and that was pretty much filled up too. So, and we played a fabulous first show, and then the rest of the tours were pretty much sold out, and the orchestra sounded great. We only had trouble with one orchestra where the concertmaster had an attitude. It really affected the way the orchestra played. I really think music is all about expression and feeling, and if you have an attitude, the feeling is not going to come out. And so I thought it affected the sound of the orchestra that night. But anyway, that kind of gives you an overview of what it's like to what it was like for me to go on the road with Roger Daltrey and play with orchestras. And so that's my story for now. Thanks for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Send me any comments if you have any. If there's something you'd like me to discuss in my videos, let me know, and I'll do my best to create something. And the links to my other social media are listed below. So hook up with it. Okay, thanks. Ciao, Mata.